Good afternoon, villagers. How are you doing? It's good to see you all here. It is Monday, December 9th, 2019. It is Pepper Tree Villa you're watching. I'm Arnie. This is the Daily Dose of Disney. I'm hoping... That's true. Doug does handle the text messages, the chat when I'm on camera. It's Doug that's handling it, so it's always helpful to have Doug right there. There's not much, but I'm sure we can cover a lot of stuff here. How are you doing? Good to have you. It's been a good day around here. The rain has somewhat stopped. Pearl, just so you know. Yeah. Hey, Pearl. It's good to see you. Yeah, it's been a good day. The Bay Area, the rain has stopped for a little while. The sun's nice and shining bright up in the sky. Things are starting to dry out, and we're doing pretty well here. Just my regular work day, but I always like taking this time as a break in the day so I can share the daily dose with everyone. It's always a nice break in the day. So let's go ahead and get started. On this day, December 9th, 1931, Disney released a Mickey Mouse cartoon. I'm sure a lot of you have heard it. I like the irony of this cartoon. It's called Mickey's Orphans. The irony of it is that Mickey, who is a mouse, ends up with a basket of kittens on his doorstep. So he has orphan kittens, but he's a mouse. Mickey and Minnie and Pluto try to give them a Christmas party. So it's a cute one. It actually was nominated for an Academy Award, but it didn't win that year. It was beat out by another Disney cartoon called Flowers and Trees. That was the first Silly Symphony, and I'm sure it won the Academy Award simply because it was the first cartoon in color. Danny, it is great to see you there. Samantha, thank you for joining. Danny of Two Real Geeks, I got a question for you. Would you mind if I shared a little bit about why I haven't seen you lately? It's okay if you don't, but I know you've been a little sick, and I just want to make sure you're okay. So if you don't mind, I could share that information. Otherwise, you can share it yourself when you are ready to share that information. No, go ahead, you can. Okay. Danny's been, he was hospitalized. He was actually in the ICU. He had a severe swelling in his throat, the epiglottis, which is the little flap that closes the windpipe and the food pipe when you're breathing. That's the little flap that keeps things from going different directions. And it became very inflamed. Hello, Todd. Good to see you here. Candy Mom, thank you for joining. He had a problem with the larynx as well. His vocal cords were rather inflamed as well. Pumped full of antibiotics and steroids, and Danny was finally released from the hospital. He's doing better. He's resting at home, but he's going to be resting for about a week at home. Probably best that he doesn't do a lot of talking as well. So, Danny, here's to hoping you get well very soon. Rob Fuzz, so good to see you. It's always great to see you. It sounded like a Muppet. You know what? That sounds like a lot of YouTubers out there. Doug always says that a lot of YouTubers today sound like Muppets. So join the club. 1933, Disney released a cartoon called The Night Before Christmas. Not The Nightmare Before Christmas, The Night Before Christmas. It was actually loosely based on the classic poem. That was in 1933. So even then, they were doing Christmas stuff. Disney's always done a lot of Christmas stuff. Let's jump forward to 1971. On this day, Executive Airlines, that's one of the two airlines that were servicing a tiny airport, it's a little airstrip that they opened at Walt Disney World. They had the intention of having this airport kind of thing that would service people on short range trips, and they would be able to land there on property, and they'd be able to get through to Walt Disney World very quickly. Unfortunately, it was the beginning of the end of that airport. On this day, Executive Airlines eliminated their southern region, which included stops in Florida. So, yeah, not a good thing. So, oh well. it happens. 1985, on December 9th, 1985, there was a little company that was born and incorporated on this day in the state of California, Pixar. Pixar was started, incorporated on this day in 1985. 10 years later, they had a full-blown, full-length major motion picture, completely computer animated, the first of its kind. And of course, we all know that was Toy Story. And Toy Story went on to be a phenomenal hit and started us on a path to eliminating, for the most part, hand-drawn animation for full-length features. Disney was always an entertainment company, and on this day in 1992, they actually also started to be the owners of another sports franchise. Not really quite yet. They were granted a hockey franchise in Southern California, specifically Orange County, and that team eventually became the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim. 1992. I cannot believe it's been that long that they've been around, but it makes sense because Ben and I were living in Southern California in the mid-90s and we went to a hockey game. So yeah, we saw the Ducks play at the Arrowhead Pond. That's what they used to call it. Now it's called the Honda Center. So that was in 1992. December 9th, 1993, the next day, an attraction opened at a Disney park, but not in America. This one opened in France. Yes, the Ducks are a good team. That is very true. 1993 in Paris, Disneyland Paris, the Indiana Jones Temple of Peril opened. This turned out to be kind of a dud as far as I'm concerned. I went on it in 99 and I wasn't a big fan of the roller coaster. Yeah, it was themed to Indiana Jones, but it was a very superficial theme. It's pretty much just an off-the-rack roller coaster that they slapped into the park to get something there quickly. Kind of disappointing, but you know, it's another attraction for Disneyland Paris, so at least they had something. The very next year, 1994, on this day, Disney animators moved into a new building in Burbank. Yep, it's quickly became known as the Hat Building, and that's because of Jonathan Chong, Diz Our Dream. I just noticed both of you are in the chat. Thank you for being here. Yeah, so 94 on this day, animators moved into what they call the Hat Building. And the reason why it's called the Hat Building, it's technically the animation building on property at the Disney Studios, but the entrance of the building actually has a giant Sorcerer Mickey hat. So hence the name, the Hat Building. It's actually a very attractive building. I believe it was designed by Michael Graves, who was doing a lot of design for Disney at that time. Michael Eisner was a big fan of Michael Graves, so he did a lot of work. Gallantly streaming. It has been quite a while since I've seen you. Good to see you here. Thank you for joining. Also on this day in 94, the Tomorrowland Terrace reopened, but it was now called Cosmic Rays Starlight Cafe. So, yeah. Places like that will always be the Tomorrowland Terrace. I know, for instance, in Disneyland, it's a different name. I still call it the Tomorrowland Terrace. So, old habits die hard. 1999, Elton John and Tim Rice created a musical, first stage musical that Disney produced that was not based on one of their movies. Oh, you call it that way too, Rob? I'm not surprised. Yeah, you know what? Once named, that's the name it is. It's kind of like the Skyway. I'm never going to call that thing downtown Florida now the Skyliner. For me, it's the Skyway. At least that's how it is for Doug, too. Same with the studios, Disney MGM Studios. It'll always be that way to me. So Disney's first stage musical, not based on an animated film, Aida, opened at a theater in Chicago on this day in 1999. And speaking of theater, in 2002, this one is something that Doug and I have seen. We saw this several times. Hashtag always MGM. Exactly. Doug and I saw this show many times at California Adventure. Disney's Aladdin, live on stage, began performances this day at the Hyperion Theater in Disney's California Adventure. Now, before this, when the park opened, at that point, almost 2 years, they had already had two shows. One was a show called Steps in Time, which I was not a fan of. Doug liked it. I wasn't a big fan of the show itself. And then that one did not last long. They opened it, when the park opened, it closed before the year was over, and they replaced it rather quickly with another show called The Power of Blast. And Blast was a show that had been running on Broadway. It closed, and they moved a lot of the performers and a lot of the activity on the stage at California Adventure. So that show almost ran a year before they closed that, and then they opened Aladdin. And then Aladdin ran for over 10 years until it was ready to be replaced by another show called Frozen. Frozen is there now. Jelly's Journeys. How was Walt Disney World? I hope you enjoyed your trip, you and Jill's TV. I hope you really enjoyed it. It looked like you were having fun. And also on this day, the Tower of Terror 4 opened. They had new random drop sequences that started for the Tower of Terror on this day in 2002. So that one always keeps you guessing. Pam's fam, yeah, thank you. And Mike, of course, Mike's always here. Thank you so much. Mike is fantastic. He's not just fantastic, he's also one of our best moderators for the channel. Mike, we really appreciate you so much. We'll probably see Mike tonight actually on PTV Live at 10 p.m. Eastern, but I'll explain that in a bit. On this day, Walt Disney Pictures released officially a wide release of The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. That was in 2005. And, oh, Todd, yes, I'll wave back to you, Todd. It's good to see you. Todd, we need to talk. It's been a while, so let's catch up. So, anyway, 2010, on this day, it was reported that after 2 years of construction, almost 2 years, the shipbuilder Meyer Werft finally finished the Disney Dream, and it was headed to Florida. It was going home, and it landed, it landed in Florida. According to my notes, it says January 4th, 2011, it landed in Florida at Port Canaveral. But on this day, it left and started its journey home to Port Canaveral, 2010. In 2013, the Frozen soundtrack was released on this day, and it spent 33 weeks on the top Billboard 200, in the top 5 of the Billboard 200, and including 13 weeks at number 1. It spent 3 whole months as the number 1 record in the country. That is quite the feat. And then today, it was also announced, the 77th Golden Globes were announced today, and the Best Motion Picture Animated has 3 films that are nominated by Disney. The Lion King, Toy Story 4, and Frozen 2 have all been nominated for a Golden Globe for Best Animated Feature. Let's see if any of them win. It's pretty cool. That is what I have here for Disney history. I have just a couple things that I want to mention here. One, we're going to be live tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. PTV Live on Pepper Tree Villa. We're going to be doing a great episode. It's a wonderful thing that a lot of people have requested, so we're going to do it. It's our show and tell. We're going to be doing Christmas show and tell, so get ready. Disney Boffins, thank you for joining. Great to see you. Show and tell episode tonight. So we are going to try and get a lot of people involved. Rob Fuzz, I know I'm going to be posting on Twitter about some stuff there, and I'll mention, let's see, Rob, I'll private message you so that you can get some information. Jonathan, yes, thank you. I'm going to be looking forward to that. And Danny, you just dropped a link. Is that for Jess from something that happened, or is that for tonight's show, Jess's show at 9 p.m.? Because if it is, I want to make sure that it's plugged the right way. Okay, so let's go back a bit. I'd like to thank my support channels. 2 Real Geeks, Rob Fuzz, and Dean G Explorers are always there to help us out, always in a pinch. Very dependable for us, and we reach out to them, and we will help them with anything we can do. Great, thank you, Danny. Thank you for confirming that. Yes, if you cannot participate, you can post with a hashtag tonight for our show. PTV Christmas, that is the hashtag. Hashtag PTV Christmas. If you cannot participate in tonight's live stream with PTV Live, we would be more than happy to show your artwork on screen. I'm going to try and get a collection of pictures so that we can show where they came from and what you want to show. Again, just tag it on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, hashtag PTV Christmas, and I'll try and get as many of those pictures as I can to show. Everyone, thank you so much for doing that tonight, because I know I'm looking forward to it. Tonight on the YouTube network, the Disney YouTube network, we have several things going at 6 o'clock. Is it 6 o'clock? Yeah, me. I'm at 6 o'clock. 7 o'clock, we have Mickey Sightings. Sean and Susie are usually on at 7 o'clock. 8 o'clock, Steve's World is generally on. It's a wonderful time. He does a great job. 9 o'clock, you'll see several channels. One, you'll see Mickey's Magic. Meg will be on. I think Steve is going to be on with her doing some makeup again. Tonight also, if she continues with her program, on her weekly program, part of Rosa's World will be on. She always talks about Disney. And tonight, Jess of Two Real Geeks, she's going to be on. She'll be discussing Christmas shows. It's a great time to start talking about Christmas. I mean, it is only 17 days away. Cannot believe that. Is it 17? 16. It is 16 days now. 16 days until Christmas. That's right, it's December 9th. So it is only 16 days. So that is an opportunity for Jess to start talking about Christmas shows on her entertainment show. That is on Two Real Geeks tonight at 9 p.m. So just take a note of that link that Danny dropped in the link. I'd really like to see it. Yes, Todd, Doug is very happy he didn't get a glitter card. So thank you so much, Todd. Appreciate that. A lot of Christmas cards have been coming, and we're not opening anything in the house that has glitter. Oh, Pam, nothing done for Christmas. You know what? You're not alone. A lot of people are in that place. We've been working on Christmas since September, and we're still not done. So that's what happens. Also, something that's happening tomorrow night on the Disney YouTube network. And I'm going to mention him here twice, actually. Dean of The Live Place. Dean, theliveplace.com, great depository for all of your fan-based, all your fun content. If you want anything Disney, cooking, travel, very friendly channels. You're not going to find anything really offensive there. Go check it out. You'll find it all at theliveplace.com, and Dean is our wonderful webmaster there. He takes care of everything. And then I'm mentioning Dean twice because tomorrow night, after More Sunshine Please, Jim does his show at 7:30 Eastern, and then at 8:30 Eastern, Dean is going to be going live on his channel. The Live Place is going to be doing a game show tomorrow night called What's My Line? I received an email from him, and it said, today I had a new live streamer contact me about getting on the Live Place. He has an interesting story, and I think you're all going to enjoy hearing about it. So on Tuesday night at 8:30 Eastern, he has agreed to join me on my channel, and we're going to have a game night. Any of you ever see the show What's My Line? That's even before my time, but I remember a panel of 4 tried to guess who the mystery guest is, asking yes or no questions. Dean is going to moderate the show. Once his identity is revealed, I'll let him tell his story, and you can ask him questions. This should be a lot of fun. So share it out tomorrow night. Dean at the Live Place at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. He's going to be doing What's My Line? I'm looking forward to it. I know I will be watching. So tonight, again, at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, PTV Live is going to be doing our regular show and tell. We've done this. This will be the 3rd show and tell episode we've done. They've proven to be quite popular. Show and tell on PTV Live tonight. It's all going to be about Christmas decorations and so forth. And we hope that you really tune in. And if you'd like to share your pictures with us, please mark it hashtag PTV Christmas. Do that on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and we'll share those pictures out tonight during the stream. And then I'd also like to invite as many of you as on so that you can show up to 3 ornaments that you like in your personal collection. I would love to have that happen. So go ahead and join us on PTV Live tonight. We would love to get as many of you as possible. And oh, Todd, that sounds wonderful. Todd is going to be going to the Disney store in Times Square for me, and he's going to send me some pictures. I'm looking forward to that, Todd. Thank you so much. Danny, that's here in the chat, he's originally from New York, so I'm sure he's been to that location in Times Square. Now he lives in Atlanta. Everyone, thank you so much for joining me for this episode of the Daily Dose of Disney. I really appreciate it. It's always nice to spend time with my village. I always feel the love. And I know I'm just talking in an empty room. Well, it's not empty, I'm in it. So I'm just talking in a room by myself, but wow. It's wonderful. Oh, you blogged it. There you go. Rob Fuzz went to the Disney store last week and he blogged it. So go check out Rob Fuzz. His channel is out there, so make sure that you check it out. Everyone, thank you so much for joining me. There's a lot happening tonight on the Disney YouTube network, so make sure that you check it out. Oh, and also one thing. Let's see. I want to say that the chef from The Little Mermaid passed away today. Renee Aubergine. Oh, I did not know that. Mike, thank you for sharing that. Oh, you didn't post it yet. Okay, great. Check out Rob Fuzz anyway. He's got a great channel. He's got some great stuff. Oh, you know what, Pam? We love you too. All of us here at PTV just absolutely love you. You've been so wonderful to us. Thank you so much. So tonight, yeah, check us out at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, PTV Live with Christmas Show and Tell. And I'm going to try and get that scheduled as soon as possible so that we can actually get it out there so you can start sharing it with everyone else. So everyone, we'll see you tonight on PTV Live. And as always, everyone, have a magical evening and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you tonight at 10 p.m. for PTV Live here on Pepper Tree Villa. And of course, check out Ben's show, Life with Ben. He shows you how to light a Christmas tree the Pepper Tree Villa way. We'll see you tonight on PTV Live. Thanks, everyone. Have a great evening. Bye.